Yeah, I put the questions in chat. So the first question in chapter 1, who was the person selling Chris candy and how did the period of time with that person affect his childhood?
Also, you guys, if you guys have like an answer, can you like please just unmute yourself and blurt out the answer or raise your hand or anything? Um,
The questions are chapter 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone have an answer?
um, seriously, guys, you guys like need to be more active, you know? Like, does anyone have an answer? Or actually, hold on, how many chapters are in this book? Just 12, right? Okay, how about this? Oliver, you can, since everybody will be like presenting some questions, Oliver, you can like choose around 4 or 5-ish questions to present then, and but like you can keep this one. So, anyways, does anyone have an answer? Audrey?
Wait, was the cherries the candies?
Huh?
Was the cherries the candies?
No, someone else is talking. Yeah, but someone else is talking. Can you answer them?
Wait, Dan, what were you asking again? Sorry, I couldn't hear you very
Were the cherries the candies?
The cherries?
Yeah, were they the candies?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't make the question. Um, how was Oliver? I think Daniel asked a question about like the discussion prompts. So
Yeah, I
Fine.
guess. No, wait, that's the old woman.
What?
No, it's at the very beginning of the chapter. Like the very beginning. There's a person selling candy.
okay. How about this? I think the answer was his mom. So okay. How about let's go on to question number 2 then.
Okay, question 2. Did Chris's mother have a good life? Why or why not?
Yeah, this is like an open question, guys. So if you've read the book, you should be able to have an opinion on this at least.
I think she didn't have a very good life because her like boyfriend or husband or I forgot she was like being abused by him.
Yeah, she did not have a good life when she was growing up, and she kept getting disappointed by everyone, including her father, as well as her husband, boyfriend, or something. Okay, question 3. How important was Ophelia in Chris's childhood life?
Ophelia was important as she was no, she was his older sister and was also his best friend.
Yeah, she supported him emotionally through a lot of things in his childhood. So yeah, Chris really liked Ophelia. And question 4. Was Freddie a good father, and how did he affect Chris?
Freddie was a bad father because he would threaten Chris and his mom and like hit them, and that made Chris, like, when he was older, it made him want to like not leave his kids.
Yeah, the Olivia.
Oh yeah, I just want to add on to that. Yeah, I agree with you, Audrey. Yeah, Freddie wasn't a very good father, or he was a really bad father. Like he was really abusive, and like his abusiveness also like helped Chris gain resilience in the face of challenges. And those were like skills he needed later on in life too. Yeah, but yeah, you said what I was about to say.
Yeah, yeah, the resilience, I guess, that he gained from the abuse really helped him when he couldn't find a job later on and was homeless and all that. Now, chapter 2. Question 1. Did Chris have a good life as a child? If not, what made his life not so good?
His parents fought a lot, and then his mom got abused, and then so he usually only stayed with his sister, as his parents weren't really good to him.
Yeah, I agree. Chris did not have a good life because his father kept abusing him, among other things. And also, he was in a poor family. So that's what made his life not so good. Okay, question 2. Why couldn't moms escape Freddy's abuse? Why couldn't she just leave? Olivia?
Oh, I guess like in the book it said that every time she tried to leave, like he would call the police on her or like frame her for something. And I guess also that I think Chris on one part of the book, he said that his mom was kind of like his mom kept on forgiving Freddie and stuff. So she couldn't sometimes easily like uh divorce him.
Yeah, I agree. Moms, she was also, I want to add to that, she was also not very financially independent. She couldn't really make her own money. And as you said, she was scared that Freddie would just put her back in prison again. And she needed the money from Freddie to live, which is what. Question 3. Do you think the justice system back then was well made? Any answers?
Oh, oh, I can answer then. I think the justice system back then wasn't very well made because, like, they just took Freddie's accusations as true and never really bothered to like see if there was any evidence or hear like other people's side of the story, I guess.
Yeah. And also, on the flip side, when Freddie was like caught doing bad things to moms, like when he stuck a wooden plank through mom's head, the police didn't really do much. All they did was put him in jail for a few days and then let him out again. Whereas when moms tried to run away, which is a far less severe crime than murder, I would say, she got like arrested for 3 years and put in jail for 3 years.
Oh yeah, yeah. The justice system back then I think was like really not very well made. I think they didn't really. They were kind of biased, I guess, towards men, and they didn't really take any action against like violence, like domestic violence. Yeah.
Yeah. And last question, question 4. What skill did Chris acquire during his childhood because of Freddy? This is at the very, very end of the chapter.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, you guys like should speak up more. Like Daniel and Audrey, you guys were answering questions a lot and the first half of the questions. That was really great. Um I would like to like praise you guys for that because it really made the discussions like more active. But you guys should speak up more now. And Amy, you should like speak up more, answer more questions too. You know, um,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'll answer them when I can. All right.
I had to leave, so now I can't see the questions in the chat anymore.
Okay, I'll post them again.
Question are we on again? Just
Yeah.
asking.
Last one. Last question.
For chapter 2 or 1?
Chapter 2. The
Okay.
very last question. Any answers? If not, I'll answer the question. All right, I guess I'll answer. Chris acquired the skill of turning very, very, very still when he experienced fear or something really bad. And he learned that from his mom, who turned really still when Freddy was like threatening her so she wouldn't get hit. And that's it. That's all the questions for chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Oliver, for taking the time to make these discussion questions. They were really interesting. And again, like thank you so much for like presenting them. Um, and yeah, I really learned like a lot and like we all had like a lot of like interesting discussions from these questions. So for chapter 3, we have Daniel presenting his questions now. Daniel, did you like make a presentation or
Yeah.
okay, then you can share that then.
Okay. It's still disabled.
Oh wait, Daniel,
Yeah.
can you share wait,
It's still disabled.
oh okay, hold on.
I can type it in the chat if you want me to.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just once. Hold on. I have some technical issues. Sorry.
Wait, oopsies. I just accidentally.
Oh, okay. Can you share your screen now then, Daniel?
Okay. Okay, so first one was why was Oclea sent away?
Oh,
Have you-
Peter.
If you know the answers to the other questions, just tell me since we can go to that question first then. If you wanna do that one.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, your idea of like blacking out the answer, well, that's the answer, right?
Yeah, it is the answer.
Yeah, that was really creative, yeah. So does anyone have an answer to these questions? Okay, well,
Sorry.
I think I can answer then. So I think Ophelia was sent away because while she was living with like her aunts and uncles, her aunt thought she was too much of a rule breaker and sent away to a girls like a girls' school or something.
Yeah, that's correct. Correctly. Yeah, Aunt Willie and Aunt Lily have decided at 12 years, her sister would be better off living in a type of pension home. Okay, next one. Where had Chris' mom gone?
Mm. Oh yeah, Audrey, Oliver, Amy, if you guys can answer, please answer. By the way, I forgot to say this. If you can like start your video, unless you're in like a really inconvenient place, could everyone please start their video?
Okay,
So it just feels like we're more in like. Well, I think you guys. This looks much more like we're in a discussion or like reading club, you know. So, anyways, do any of you guys have an answer to these questions? Or it's okay if okay, how about this? Daniel, if no one has an answer, do you want to like give out the answer?
so wait, okay.
I can answer.
Much later, I pieced together that this was Chris' mom had gotten her second imprisonment, so she had disappeared again, and Chris had figured that out much later. No, this was her second imprisonment. Okay, last one for chapter 3. How did Uncle Henry die?
Didn't he die in like a boating thing? Like,
Yeah.
did he?
He died in an accident and drowned. So that's chapter 3.
Yeah, again, thank you for like making these questions, Daniel. Yeah. Uh they were really interesting questions, like they refreshed my memory on the chapters. Um yeah, in the future though, you could like ask a little bit more open-ended questions, but overall your questions were really great. Yeah, so next, Kai was supposed to be here, but he told me he had an event, but he prepared the questions for chapter 4 and chapter 5. Does anyone want to like present his questions?
Wait, he sent you the questions?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, how about Amy, if you're not too tired, But if you are, you don't have to. But if you're not tired, do you want to present his questions or?
Yeah, I can. How do I present them?
Okay, so here's the link to them then.
All right. Would you send it to me?
Yeah, I'll just
Mm.
share it in the chat to you then.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it. Okay. 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 There you go.
all right. Whoops. Hang on. I opened it in the wrong browser. Give me a sec.
Yeah, let me know if you can't open it, but I think you should be able to.
Uh, okay. Hang on. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so chapter 3 and 4 questions. Chapter 3 questions. Why did Chris's mother disappear and how does he react?
Oh yeah, Amy, if you like don't want to present one or two questions, you can like skip one or two questions if you want.
It's fine.
Okay, then continue on then.
All right. Does anyone have an answer?
Mm,
All right. Should I put it in chat?
mm,
Didn't we already do 3?
huh?
Didn't we already do 3?
I mean, the questions are here. More questions, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, hold on. I think
Um,
I must have. I think I must have gotten his chapters wrong. He's supposed to do 3 and 4. He's supposed to do 4 and 5 instead of 3 and 4.
oh. Ugh. All right. Well, hang on. I gotta put these in chat.
Okay, how about let's skip over chapter 3 then? Um, unless guys like particularly want to answer them. Um,
What is Chris's financial condition at home? Does anyone have an answer or want to share?
mm,
So for number 1,
Yeah.
he was really like poor,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
he didn't have a lot of like excess money.
Yeah, that really sucked. Would you like to add on to that, or would someone else like to say something? All right, next question. Why is Chrissy Paul always being sad?
Chris Paul is always being said since when that means I knew that meant we were getting a small loan to paying down another loan. And even though details were never discussed, that means money was getting transferred basically.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Money was getting transferred as it said. I knew that meant we were getting a small loan to pay down another loan.
Oh. Yeah, sounds about right. Does anyone else have anything to say, or?
yeah, I think Crazy Paul was like when people wanted him to like when his mother or his cousins wanted him to do stuff for him, like my
Yeah.
errands. I think they would say that to him.
Hmm.
Uh,
Number 3? All right. What happened when Chris tried to hang on. What happened when Chris tried to take Sis's glass eye to school?
She found out and went into his classroom, and he got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. What happens when Chris steals a pair of pants? These are very open-ended.
yeah, but um, at least like let's appreciate that Kai took the time to make these questions. So
Hmm. Awesome. Well, do I like? Hang on. How do I stop sharing?
Oh, okay.
That was all the questions. Does
Yeah.
So since he did 3 and 4, does anyone have 5?
Okay, we can skip 5.
Alright.
So anyways, thank you so much, Amy, for presenting. Yeah. So next, oh wait, I think I'm next, right? Oh no, wait, Isabella is next. Why isn't Isabella even here? Okay, since Isabella obviously isn't here, even though I sent out a very clear email, saying that if anyone wasn't here, they should check in on me, or at least tell me. But since Isabella isn't here and she was supposed to do chapters 6 and 7, I can do chapters 8 and 9 then. So let me share my screen then. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Oh, since when did it have those animations? Okay, whatever. So, okay, I'm doing chapters 8 and 9. Most of these are open-ended questions though. So I don't think you guys will need your book too much, honestly, to refresh your memory. So question number 1. Throughout this book, Chris Gardner has faced multiple challenges. However, he still remains resilient and relies on hope and optimism. How do you think his past experiences shaped his ability to endure in different scenarios? Like hint, how do you think his earlier childhood allowed him to have more resilience? Does anyone have an answer to that?
He was like always getting beaten up and like threatened by his stepdad. I think it was his stepdad, Freddie. And I and he learned how to like react in like situations when he was in danger.
Yeah, that's great, Audrey, exactly. So from his childhood where he was being abused and where his stepfather was very violent, he learned to like have resilience and hope in the face of challenges, um, and to like be able to like face it. So what lessons can we all take from his resilience? Does anyone have an answer? Okay, does anyone have like an opinion on how his resilience, like his ability to jump back from a challenge or setback, helped him?
I think it helped him since like when his parents were fighting or like when he didn't was getting like the parents were fighting against him or they were like being mean to him, he wouldn't get that upset and he would like just like be like, okay, now let's go be happy again.
Yeah, that's a really interesting answer, Daniel. Yeah. Um, again, we can take lessons we can take from his resilience. We can see that his resilience allowed him to persevere, to not get too downhearted or feel that he's a failure or anything from his multiple challenges. Even though I feel like most people, or at least me, I would faced with all his challenges, I probably would become very um I probably wouldn't become as optimistic as him. So we can take from his resilience, we can see And later on, like his resilience benefited him, right? He pushed for a job or an internship at a stock/finance company and became a very successful stockbroker in the end. So, question number 2, this is more about himself personally. So, how does Chris navigate the tensions between his work responsibilities, um, like how he's searching for his work and his role as a father? So, anybody have an idea?
He was like really focused about work, but then like he also cared a lot about his children. But I think he like cared about his children more because he was working to give them a better life.
Yeah, yeah, this we can definitely see he cares a lot about his family, namely his son. Um, Possibly this was an effect from his abusive like stepfather, Freddie, um, because he became determined to like give his son or his children a good life, and we can definitely see that um while he did argue a lot with his wife, um, and he definitely had a lot of tension in his work, we can see that um he's still very loyal to his role as a father. So what question number 3, what barriers does Chris face, both in terms of his race and his economic status, or like where he went to college and stuff? So how does he attempt to overcome them in this chapter? Do you think he overcame them? Remember
I
the
think in this chapter there was a guy that was like, I don't want like a black doctor treating me. And so Chris was like saying that this was his office and that the guy that wanted to be treated was a guest. So if he wanted to come in his office, then he would have to respect him.
Yeah, yeah, that's excellent, Audrey. Of course, I think that was in a few earlier chapters, but yeah, that was one of the many examples of how people who were prejudiced against his race or economic status, of, like how they interacted with him and how he like faced them. Honestly, I feel like he did a pretty good job in facing them because he wasn't extremely rude to them, or he didn't go exactly into a giant fight with them immediately, but he did like remind them to respect him and that this was his office or his place. So yeah. Can anyone think of any other barriers Chris faced? Like when he was finding his job, when he was in basically daily interactions? Anyone?
Well, the sales guy, um, the sales manager like fired him, right? Like, hang on,
Yeah.
let me check.
Are you talking about that medical sales guy who was always like,
Yeah, like he got fired and he didn't have like money and stuff for
yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, and that's a giant barrier he had to overcome. Like he had to have no money while at the same time try to seek another job.
Yeah, and he had a lot of tensions at home, and like with his wife. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an amazing answer too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks for answering. And so, question number 4. Moving on to this question. So throughout this book, you can see that Chris has always been willing to ask lots of questions, from when he was in the military, having medical training, to just asking random people he found on the street, like that one rich stockbroker in his Ferrari. So how does this personality benefit him? How does his curious personality and him not being afraid to ask people lots of questions or important questions to him, how does this personality benefit him? Again, this is like an open-ended question. I just wanted to see what you guys' opinions were on his habit of asking people lots of questions.
I think that because he was like so confident and like he didn't get embarrassed that easily when he was asking just strangers on the street like what their job was and how they get so rich. Because if like a normal person would do that, like someone with like no confidence or like they were like really like had like social anxiety, they wouldn't like go up to someone and be like, "Hey, what's your job? How much do you make?"
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer, Audrey. Yeah, that definitely shows how much confidence he has. I was going to touch on that in the later question actually, but yeah. His habit of asking people and not being afraid to ask random people questions, that definitely shows he has a lot of confidence. Um, so how do you think his personality benefits him? Like obviously by asking that Wall Street broker or that stockbroker, he definitely found a path to getting a really good job or to his like later career. Or actually, I have another question. So, do you guys think you have this personality? Like personally, if you saw a really rich guy on the street um with this amazing car, would you personally, and just no shame or in like whatever answer or anything. I just wanted to ask, would you personally like go up to him and ask what he did?
I would never do that because like I'm scared that people will judge me. So if I just went up to someone, I can't even go up to a stranger and tell them that like I like their outfit or I like their shoes. Like I'm too scared to even do that. So there is no way that I will be able to go up to someone and ask, "Oh, how'd you get that car? How are you so rich?"
Yeah,
Yeah, and also, yeah, isn't like asking about someone's salary like generally seen as rude? I don't want to like offend anyone.
Yeah, because
Um,
what if just like borrowing that car and they're like actually really poor and you just go up to them and say, "Oh, how are you so rich?" And then they're like, "Oh, I'm not. I'm borrowing this. I'm actually really, really poor." And then you just feel like really, really bad because you just like reminded them that they have no money.
yeah, like if they have a nice car, I'll say nice car or something. But like, this guy's got more confidence than I ever will.
same. I feel like most people, like most people, definitely would not go up to a random stranger, or even if he had a very nice, rich car. So you can definitely see what an unusual person he is, like his personality, and how like he's different from like the vast majority of people, right? Again, this isn't good or bad. It's just showing like how he has, number one, a lot of confidence. Number two, he has a lot of face, you know. Um, Again, he isn't really afraid of embarrassing himself. Maybe because he's that desperate, or maybe just because he really wants to know the answer, you know. Um, so his personality of always wanting to know why or more, this benefits him in his work. He can learn things more faster sometimes. Um, and again, it can introduce him to his to other careers or other paths, ideas, you know.
I don't really know if this is off topic, but like his personality kind of reminds me of like Curious George or like a 5-year-old.
Oh, Curious George? Yeah, a little bit, it's been a long time since I've like watched like Curious George, but yeah. He does
I
seem
think. Whoops, sorry.
yeah, he does seem really curious. What were you gonna say again?
I think like him talking to so many like different people and just asking questions, it like gives him a better like insight of the world, like a better perspective. Like he gets to see a lot of stuff, and it will help his like social skills too. Because he if he like just as long enough, or like anyone really, if anyone like talks to people randomly long enough, they'll know like what to say. Like they'll just like have better social skills.
Yeah, that's a really great insight. Yeah, I agree. He definitely has to have a lot of social skills that can also benefit him as a broker or like a salesman. And and yeah, it can give him much deeper insights into like other ideas and stuff. Yeah, that's the really interesting answer, Amy. I totally agree. Um, so let's skip question number 5. Um, so question number 5 and question number 6 are kind of related. So if you were in Gardner's place or like Chris's place, would you have continued trying to land a job or training program as a stockbroker? Or would you have continued as a medical sales rep, knowing that becoming a stockbroker is like extremely, extremely unlikely? Like, would you have his determination or not? Again, I personally don't think, I think Eh, his personality is very rare. Like I haven't met that many people who have that much determination. Like once they think of an idea, they stick to that idea. Um but yeah, so do you guys have an answer to that?
It depends. Cause like if you're experienced medical sales and you will be earning more money, you'll be earning like 100K, I don't know. Then no, because you already have a good job. But if you lost your job and you're not experienced at that and you actually know some stuff about being a stockbroker, then I would have tried, but yeah.
Yeah, that's again a really interesting answer. I can see your side. Um Personally, for me, if I had a good job as a medical sales rep, if I had a stable job as a medical sales rep, I would try to keep that job up while like trying to study up to become a stockbroker or trying to land a job/training program. Um, because again, a stockbroker might have much bigger salary or it might be more interesting or have more fulfillment than being a medical sales rep. Um, I actually don't know what I would have chosen if I were in Gardner's place. I probably would have done something safer, like tried to get a more stable job than like trying with pure 100% determination to become a stockbroker. But honestly, I feel like that trait, like him being determined and trying 100 or more than 100% to of his ability to do something. I think this is a really this trait is something we all can like learn from because this trait helped him a lot in becoming a stockbroker and learning things way faster than the average person and it helped him to become very successful. I think his determination and his curiosity, those two were the most important traits, were the main traits he had to become successful. So I think we all can learn a lot from his story. Okay, so it's a little late now. So, oh wait, I tipped something over. Uh,
It's tipping my water over.
Okay. So anyways. So now, Daniel, for chapter 10, Daniel, you can just go over your questions really quickly. And then for chapter 11 and chapter 12, Audrey, you can present your questions.
I
Okay.
didn't think my questions. I have like one question.
Wait, how many questions do you have again, Audrey?
I have one.
Yeah.
For each chapter or like one, like, well, both chapters?
I'm pretty sure it's one for each chapter, but I have to check because I did it in my notes. And then I just like completely forgot about it. So like I don't know.
Okay. First question. What happened to Chris's car and son, and what happened to him?
Mm.
We can skip this one if you don't want to do this. We can go to the other questions.
Mm. How about, does anyone have an answer to this first question?
Or we're skimming that.
Didn't like Jackie take them or something?
Yeah, Jackie took
Yeah.
car and son, and then he was he was broke since that was like one of his only valuable things. Okay, second, what were some major issues that Chris had to tackle while trying to be a broker?
Oh, I think like some major issues that Chris had to tackle was that number one, his son was kind of missing. He had like a lot of tensions with his previous or his existing previous wife or his last girlfriend, Jackie. Um, Also some issues that he also had to tackle was that that he was trying to become a stockbroker, but he didn't exactly have the qualifications at first to become one. Um, and he had to deal with that. Plus, people could be very racist towards him. So there were a lot of issues that he had to tackle. Like
Yeah.
and he like had no money.
Yeah, he had the one I wrote was that he didn't have because the paycheck was $1,000 and he didn't have any money at that time.
Yeah.
Last one.
During one period, I think he was like so broke he had to sleep in the restroom. I could never sleep in the restroom, but this again also shows his determination. I think in the movie he was also reading in the restroom.
Okay, so last one. Was Chris able to track Jackie and his son down, or was Jackie able to track him down, or neither? Yeah, I'll give you guys a hint. One of them tracked each other down. So it's not neither. This is not the left. It's not neither.
I think his son found Chris. I'm pretty sure. I think it was
Jackie called him basically when she first called me, asked for me on the phone. I was not sure. So well, since Jackie first called him, and then when he like answered on the phone, he was just met with silence and you know, awkward moment. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, Daniel. Thanks for making these questions. So Audrey, you said you only have one question, right?
it was one for each chapter.
Oh, okay.
And
So
one of them is open-ended, and the one for chapter 11 is open-ended, and the one for chapter 12 is like just an answer, like one correct answer.
Okay, so those two questions are now are okay. You can present them, like ask them then. In the future though, maybe next time.
And after this Zoom meeting, I'm gonna finish them after the Zoom meeting, and if we have time next week, should I just present them then?
Okay, sure, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Okay.
you probably only need like 3-4 questions. Yeah, that's a great idea then. Right now though, you can just present your questions then.
Okay, so for the one for chapter 11, should I just type it in the chat?
Sure.
Okay. I finished typing it.
Yeah, I can see that question. Yeah, so the question is, why do you think Chris used his money to play his son's favorite song instead of getting himself food? Would you do the same? So you can like ask the question.
I think he liked his son and wanted his son to like believe in himself, and he already had the fact of this, and he didn't want his son to live a life like kind of what he lived. So I think he was trying to use his money to still help his son to have a little more enjoyable life than what he had.
Yeah, I think like really he just wanted his son to like be happy on like his own childhood, and he even if that meant maybe himself going without food. I don't know if it's himself or like him and his son going without food. He just wanted his son to be like happy and to like enjoy his like life or something. I personally, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do the same because number one, I feel like getting food is slightly more important than playing a song because the song only lasts for a few minutes, and even though it would like make his son happier, personally though, if it was between playing my favorite song and me eating food, I would rather eat food. I don't know about any other people. So I feel like I would rather get like if I had a son or like if I were Chris, I would rather get my son food or get me and my son food than play his favorite song. Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, so the second question was it was why did Chris get fired from his job? Do you think it was reasonable? It was his job that he had in the last chapter.
Does anyone want to answer? Um, okay, does anyone have like an answer or hold on, let me just Um, okay, then I think I'll answer though. I'm not 100% sure this is correct, but he got fired from his job because he wasn't, he didn't really like his boss, and he would get into sometimes small arguments with him, and his boss didn't really like him either.
Yeah, so that's like part of the answer, but like the main answer was like, so he was talking to a guy on the phone, and his boss said he only got fired because he made $25,000 from that phone call, and his boss thought that he should have made more, so he just fired him.
Or what?
The boss said he was on a phone call with a guy, and his and Chris's boss told him that $25,000 wasn't enough, and he told him that he needed to make more, but then he didn't, so he was fired.
Oh, wait, what job was that?
I think it was. Hold on. It was I think it was
Do you mean the job when he was a stockbroker?
I think it was. Wait,
Oh wait, no, that was his boss's joke for him.
it was?
Yeah, his boss was joking because he made $25,000 in a phone call, and like he told his boss, and his boss, uh,
I'm pretty sure his boss's name was Marshall.
okay, it's okay then. If you can't find it, then we can just skip this question.
I think it was a stockbroker.
Okay, it's okay. If you can't find it, we can just skip that question though. It's okay. So, our next, so I think that's the end of the questions for today. Our next book is Lift Off. This book, it's Elon Musk's. Oh, sorry, I have to like Lift Off. It's by Eric Berger, but it's Elon Musk's biography. So it's a business story. And again, it's a very inspiring story about how Elon Musk became like the world famous CEO he is today. So again, there's a lot of chances to learn stuff from this book, and yeah, and there's a lot of like lessons like um life or business knowledge from this. So before you guys leave though, hold on, Audrey. Can you start a video? Before you guys all leave though, can each of you guys be assigned a chapter or two chapters? Um, Again, this can also help you practice like your presentation ability. It can help you better understand the book, um, and help you participate in the reading club. So, how about this? I'll share the link to you guys. So,
Can I have the first chapter?
okay, sure. But I did a spreadsheet, and you guys should probably fill that in first.
Okay, wait, so are we doing chapters for this one too?
Yeah.
How many chapters are there?
There are 11 chapters, but you guys don't have to do all of them. I can ask some other people in the email for them. So I'll do chapter 1.
Can I do 2?
Hold on. Okay, so here is the link. Chat. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Can you guys? I sent the link in the chat. Can you guys click on it? Oh yeah, I see if someone's already in it.
I only can view, I can't type.
Oh, okay then. How about this? I'll just if you say what chapter you want, and I'll type it in. So who wants chapter 1? Anyone?
For chapter 1?
Yeah.
I want chapter 1.
Wait, who is that again?
It was Audrey.
Oh, okay, Audrey, you can have chapter 1. Do you want another chapter, or we can just...
Since I didn't finish them this time, I should probably only get one.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah, that makes sense. And speaking of which, Audrey, next time, could you please could you please pay more attention to the questions and the Hoperation fund reading questions? Yeah. So does anyone want chapter 2?
Yeah, I'll take 2.
Like Daniel then? Does anyone want chapter 3?
I need to go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Chapter 3, I guess.
Oh, you can take 3. Okay, Oliver then. Does anyone wait? Okay, Amy, do you want to take chapter 4 then? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
chapter 5. I know, just random chapters. And then the rest, I can just email anybody and ask if anybody wants to do them. Okay. So again, thank you guys for coming to this meeting and for presenting or making any questions. Yeah, this is about time. We went a little bit over time, but that's okay. Remember our next book will be left off. I'll send an email to everybody for that. And see you. Have a nice evening. Bye.
You too, goodbye.